Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here of Trail Boss Mafia. So I've been on the interwebs, on the social media and whatnot, and I've been seeing a lot of users or new owners on the GMC Canyon and the new Chevy Colorados, right? So 2023, the new generation ones, where their batteries are being drained. And as you guys can see here on the GM Authority, the GM Authority website, they do have an article from July 18th, so it's fairly recent. And it's GMC Canyon and Colorado batteries are drained after a software update. And let's see, it goes into the trucks being unveiled here. And here we go right here. 2023 GMC Canyon owners and Colorado have complained on social media recently about an issue that causes the batteries in their pickup trucks to lose charge. Now GM Authority has investigated the issue, and this is what they found, right? So let's see. And again, I'm gonna read right off of the website here. Apparently this new issue affecting the battery in 2023 Colorado and GMC Canyon has only appeared in the past few days. All right, so because this happened in the past few days, it's a good indicator that has to do a lot with the over-the-air update. All right, so whoever's at firmware over at GM, they came up with a new update for the trucks. They pushed it, and when the owners were not using their trucks, they came out next day, right after the trucks tried to push the update, and they either couldn't start their trucks or they started their trucks and they got all kinds of check engine lights and whatnot. And again, they got check engine lights not because their trucks are failing, but sometimes when these issues happen, right, it's an update, which you guys will see here further down. It couldn't completely download the update, so it'll stop it. It'll restart trying to download it again, and something could happen where the connection is lost, or it's just a bug in the update itself, right? So it goes into this infinite loop of trying to re-download, reinstall. Something happens that interrupts it, deletes everything, and attempts it all over again. And you do have a modem in these vehicles that uses the cellular data or Wi-Fi, right? And these are electronics. You know, it's going to drain your battery every time it attempts that. So you come out the next day, again, you could have a dead truck or all these check engine lights, you name it, right? And the reason you get all these lights on your dash, it's again not because your engine is bad, but there's a certain voltage that all the modules in your vehicle are programmed to run at. And the moment there's a deviation from that voltage that's high enough, it's going to trigger a check engine light. So you'll see check engine lights, stability track, all the spectrum, right? But it could just be the voltage in your battery that is caused by this infinite loop of the OTA trying to download and install. All right, so let's see. At this point, it's unclear if this issue affects only some trim levels of the Colorado and GMC Canyon or all trim levels. It's also unclear if the vehicle build date is a factor. That's another thing that could be an issue here, you know. Aside from when the firmware update or the over-the-air update came out, maybe all these vehicles were built on a certain date or certain time frame where, I don't know, modules are bad or something, right, that prevents updates from properly being downloaded. So that's something to look into. And it says one social media user claiming to be a GM tech said that the issue is related to a radio software update failure that leaves the radio locked in recovery mode. This individual suggests going into the system settings, then the update preferences menu, and turning off both the download updates in the background and download updates via Wi-Fi when available options in order to prevent the radio software update from performing, and if it fails, draining the battery. So that's one way of doing it, right? Just prevent the software from the download from happening altogether, and just take it to your dealer and have them force that update on the truck. That way there's no interruption in the connection, and do it using a cable, and it's pretty much like a hard update. All right, so yeah, with these trucks, guys, I don't want to say there's something wrong with them. It happens with any manufacturer, especially for brand new model year of trucks, right? It's simple issues like these that they make a lot of people uneasy about purchasing new vehicles because you became so comfortable with the previous generation, you know. But that's why these trucks have a warranty, bumper to bumper, 3-year, 36,000 miles, or whatever it may be on these vehicles here, because again, these are made by man and machine. No one's perfect. You are going to have issues, and that's how they protect you as a consumer Worst case scenario, they cannot fix your truck. You go back for the same issue. Just look up the lemon laws in your state. Some states do not charge you to go through a lemon law litigation, whatever you want to call that, right? Attorneys don't charge you. I know here in California, the attorney gets certain amount of money back from the manufacturer if they win the case. If not, they're not going to charge you at all. All right, so each state is different. Check your laws. I'm no law expert, but I just know based off some friends that have gone through that process out here in California. All right, guys, so if you guys are having any issues with your Colorado that have to do with the drained battery, this could be the culprit right here, that OTA. All right, OTA update, over the air update. And there's also a few YouTubers here that I looked up. You know, it's actually the first one that came up on my feed. This guy, Fix It Alex. And he goes into detail about pretty much how these systems work. And I don't know, you might be able to understand this guy more than you do me, all right? That's actually where I got most of my information from before I went down that rabbit hole to investigate this issue. And this other YouTuber here, name is Reviews It channel. With his issue, what prompted me to think and confirm, or become closer to confirming that it's the OTA update, is his issue happened at the same time that his buddy's issue did too. So he came out one morning, saw the issues with his truck. He called his friend up on the phone, asked him, hey, or told him, hey, my truck's doing this. How about yours? Yep, same thing. You know, so you could only put two and two together, right? That OTA update. Why? Because they push those out en masse. You know, so he took it to the dealer. Some dealerships are going to try to replace your battery and say, oh, that's all it was. It's a bad battery. Call it a day and send you on your way. But guess what? When you turn off your truck at night, it's going to try to reinstall that, re-download it, right? It's going to re-drain your battery again. So just make sure your dealer looks fully into this whole software update issue. Make sure that you have the most up-to-date software or update for your truck, all right? Because otherwise you're going to be going through 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries, and you know it's going to become a pain in the butt. And you have to realize that at one point enough is going to be enough. You're going to get tired of this truck and you're going to have a bad user experience. All right, and this guy here too, Badland Industries, same thing. He talks a little bit on the issue, doesn't get into too much detail, but he talks more about checking your fuse boxes, making sure all your fuses are pretty much tight in there. It doesn't cost that much or take that long time, right? Take the fuse box cover off and run your fingers over each fuse, press them in, and make sure there's no loose fuses there, because you might have a bad connection too. You know, so always do the easy fixes first before you go out of your way to go out to a dealership. All right, guys. So I just want to make sure I'm covering everything here for this issue. Let's see. Got some notes here because I forget a lot of stuff. All right. So yeah, that pretty much covers it, guys. You know, it's a new vehicle. Stuff's gonna happen. Happens to Toyota, happens to Ford, happens to Dodge, Ram, Jeep, you name it. All right, guys. But I want to thank you guys for watching. We do have an Instagram channel where I have a few awesome links for you guys there. We have some merch there, some stickers. We are sponsored by Extrusion Overland Bed Racks. Check them out. Use Trail Boss Mafia for your discount code. You won't regret it. Pretty badass bed racks there. But enough of me blabbering. Thanks again for watching, guys.